To the reception for Rowby-John Rodriguez. It's Austria's number 2 here in Vienna at the Austrian Darts Open, taking on Germany's number 2, Martin Schindler. We've already seen Rene Idem's, the Cube, through to the second round. He was a winner earlier on against Justin Pipe. Can the Wall join him? They're the only 2 Germans in action this weekend, and they're both named after game shows. If we had a third one, he'd probably be called the Crystal Maze or something. But Rowby-John Rodriguez, Little John, the first of 3 R.J.Rods in action tonight, is brothers Roxy James and Rusty Jake Rodriguez, both on the way, looking to make it a clean sweep for Austria on day 1 of the tournament after victories earlier on today for Christian Kallinger and Zoran Lurchbacher. What a story it would be. All 5 host nation qualifiers could put their place in the second round and join the number 1 in this country, the number 3 seed here this weekend, Mensurjevic, in the last 32. It is Rowby-John Rodriguez versus Martin Schindler. I'm Dan Dawson and Robert Malarkey in the commentary box.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Martin to throw first. Game on!
Well, it would be a terrific story if it were to come to pass. Rowby-John Rodriguez, though, has his work cut out here. Orchestrating the crowd already, Rowby-John, as he makes his return to the European Tour. It's been some time he hasn't played in Europe since the
41
German Darts Masters earlier this year. It's the only tournament he's played in Europe this year. In fact, he made the 3rd round there. Listen to that, triple 20. Crowder.
140.
Absolutely delirious with a ton 40. Could be a special night tonight, though, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it really could. Rowby-John Rodriguez, no stranger to whipping up the crowd, to
60.
use them. I remember he managed to put Robert Thornton's nose out of joint at this very tournament a couple of years back in Salzburg.
100.
When Thornton didn't like the fact that Rowby-John was celebrating every score about 96 or above. Crowd liked it. I liked it. Robert Thornton didn't like it.
100.
I thought he really thrived in front of the crowd in Innsbruck as well in the European match play a couple of years ago when he made the quarterfinals. Beat Simon Whitlock in the second round and then Mervyn King in the last 16 before losing to Michael van Gerwen in what was an explosive quarterfinal. It was a terrific atmosphere, terrific occasion. And the crowd certainly played their part in that.
Yeah.
100.
Well, if you can use them to his advantage, then Rowby-John Rodriguez, it's like having a leg head start here, you'd think. With so many events in Germany nowadays, Martin Schindler, well, it's a rarity for him to play in front of a crowd that isn't quite partisan in his favour.
85.
So Rodriguez
40.
for a break of throw in the very first leg. 2 darts remaining at tops. 1 dart remaining at tops.
No score.
No darts remaining at tops.
Martin
Schindler back on the oche, but Rowby-John will be hopeful of returning. We shall see.
Now look at the 19s here. Yeah, 96 left. Double 20, double 18. Oh, yes, it's good. Ooh, it's not quite good enough though. 1 dart missed by Martin Schindler for the break.
Game shot on the first
leg. For Rowby-John Rodriguez, and the crowd are on their feet.
Game on.
Because the Austrian lead by 1 leg to 0. Worth noting as well, last night in the qualifiers, Rowby-John Rodriguez dodged a bit of a bullet in the first round of the qualifying schedule. He was up against Igor Sezdan and he won it 6-5, but Sezdan had match darts in that one.
60.
Yeah, Rowby-John Rodriguez can be very hit and miss as a player. I mean, this year, you look at the results, and he's not really done anything to suggest
81
or hint at his undoubted potential in these senior tournaments. He's had a few runs on the development tour. You would expect him to as one of the senior players on the development
96.
tour. A couple of quarterfinals, semi-final. Helps Austria reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup of Dart. But as you say, we've not seen him much on the European tour.
38.
when he is on it, he looks very, very good. Whether he can grind out results, if he's got that B game,
81.
see him through when it's not all clicking, not firing on all cylinders. He's up against Martin Schindler, a player who's at a, well, perhaps
94.
not even as far in his developmental route as Rowby-John Rodriguez. First year as a tour card holder. He's had some encouraging results and performances,
40.
but again, he's not gone on a big run in the senior tour this year.
Yeah, just the one win on the European Tour this year for Schindler as well. That was in Gibraltar, where he beat Callum Riggs in the first round.
Review required.
Did that the hard way as well.
133.
Then lost to Van der Paas 6-1 in the next. Schindler looking at the biggest
59.
finish of the lot. Highest
Martin
checkout of the day so far today,
170.
128 by Callier. Some plus checkouts have been few and far between though. So far on day one here in Vienna.
46. Review required 74.
$20 for tops to double his lead. Not moving.
54.
Tried to go straight over the top of it.
124.
Schindler may only get a dart at the bullseye, if that. Treble 18. Not to be, and Martin Schindler,
92.
7 visits to the
Review
board,
required
not
20.
even got a dart for the leg. Worrying start to this one for the German. Double 5.
10.
Anxious times for Rodriguez fans as well, and there are many of them inside here. Martin Schindler back on the oche looking at double 16 for an instant break back hit.
Game shot on the second
And that's
leg.
exactly what he's pulled off, and you can hear a pin drop
The leg
inside
is
the
Martin to throw first.
arena hit.
Game on.
Is it the multiversal?
Yes, it is. Martin Schindler,
60.
as things stand, will be making his world set. Oh, Bevins can. Did you like that? I'm not sure I did. Wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, but you were about to say about Schindler.
Schindler, as
140.
things stand, is about to make his World Series debut this year. Brand new event on the World Series of Darts. It'll be called the German Darts Masters. Don't trouble yourself. Don't trouble yourself that we've already had a German Darts
140.
Masters on the European Tour. It matters not. But it will be held in Dusseldorf in October. Added to the calendar today, confirmed. And it will feature 8 German players. The top 2 in the PDC rankings will qualify by right. As Martin Schindler fires in a maximum to get down to 1-2-1 and give himself a chance of going into the lead. And the top 2 in the rankings right now, Max Hopp and Martin Schindler, the
100.
World Cup of Darts teammate.
121.
So if he keeps that position, only really Mike Langendorf is likely to be able to oust him. Well, Schindler there
89.
decided against
Review
going 11 bullseye,
161.
even though Rowby-John Rodriguez is on a finish.
This could come back to bite him on the backside, couldn't it? Oh, couldn't it just? Rowby-John.
136.
Well,
Martin, you require
panic
32.
for Martin Schindler's thoughts there. Got away with that one. Mind you, still has to find double 16 here.
No score.
Double 16.
Review required 25.
Well, he decided to lay up, give himself 3 darts at double 16, and even that was not enough to get the leg in the bag, and that means that Rowby-John Rodriguez will look at double 8 for a 3rd consecutive break of throw and a 2-1 lead. Oh,
No
he's got
score.
next door and bust it.
Martin, you require 32.
Well, I just wonder whether he was hindered by the crowd there, actually. Nice smile on the face of Rowby-John Rodriguez, but he could be punished here. Schindler back on double 16. That's a mile away. That's not much better. Slightly closer.
16.
And that's inside.
Review required 25.
Well,
He doesn't bust it this time around. He takes out the 25.
Well, it's Rowby to throw
And
first.
Rowby-John Rodriguez back into the lead.
Game on.
And the Austrian crowd delighted by it, even though they don't appear to be making it easy for them, if I'm honest.
No, far from it. Michael van Gerwen, by the way, it was who won the original German darts
120.
Masters earlier this year. So it could well be that he wins both of them anyway. Just going back to that break.
Might do.
Huh?
Martin Schindler might win it.
Martin Schindler might win it. I'm just saying.
Gary Anderson, of course, winning the opening World Series of Darts event in Dubai, beating Michael van Gerwen in the final, a final where they both averaged in excess of 110,
43.
unbelievably, in 35-degree heat.
.43.
Yeah, the other 6 players of the 8, they'll be the top 2 in the rankings for Germany. And then the other 6 will be decided by a qualifying event. So,
140.
huge opportunity for the German playing contingent to get involved in big stage TD darts that will be broadcast all around the world.
Well, a
46.
massive opportunity and a massive payday potentially for them.
Max Hopp, of course, already going to be involved in World Series action. He'll be
41.
taking part in Vegas. Coming up very soon.
Yeah. Come around quickly, that.
58.
Just to 58, Rowby-John Rodriguez got handfuls of darts to see off this 157.
Yeah,
137.
Leading himself double 10. And orchestrating the crowd as he makes his way to the back of the stage, or the front of the stage, I should say.
He does do that. That'll annoy some players, Rowby-John Rodriguez. Sort of
20.
G'ing the crowd up while the other guy is on the offie.
Rowby-John Rodriguez.
But Rowby-John Rodriguez doesn't care.
No. He'll probably say, look, there's only one tournament in Australia on the European Tour. I haven't been involved in one for ages, so I might as well make the most of it.
Rowby-John goes in with that sort of attitude anyway. Look at that, great response from Martin
174.
Schindler, 174, Kirk Bevin. He loves a 170 plus score, does Bevin.
Made the second round here last year, did Rowby-John. He was beaten 6-1 by
27.
Alan Norris on the second day. Played in 5 Euro Tour events last year, did Rowby-John. But just the one so far
60.
prior to this weekend.
Well, and that piles even more pressure on Rowby-John to try and make the European Championship.
Certainly
because it's the only criterion for qualifying. He looks over his shoulder before filling it up.
100.
Well, it's okay now because he has filled it up, but yeah, if I was Martin Schindler, I'd be just getting a little bit hacked off with all this now. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of a handshake is exchanged at the end of this as well. Schindler, this won't be lost on him what's going on.
Hey, look, Martin Schindler has
60.
benefited from,
Well, yeah.
vociferous German support in the past.
Just a bit of a delay here. Kurt Bevins was pointing at something to Martin Schindler.
You might just be correcting one of the scores on the board.
Anyway.
Well, things have gone pretty
60.
perfectly so far for Austria. Wins for Kallinger, wins for Lurchbacher, and Rodriguez halfway to a place
59.
in the second round, ahead of his 2 brothers competing later on. Roxy James Rodriguez has a tough task of taking on one of the top players from Wales, the Ferret, Johnny Clayton, while Rusty Jake
56.
Rodriguez has been
Martin
allowed to stay up past his
148.
bedtime to finish things off tonight against Richie Edhouse. Oh, interesting
92.
that Schindler decided to move down to the 60. John Rodriguez is not on a finish, so he can go any route he likes. Quite inviting
56.
for another one in there for a go at double 40.
56.
But maybe he just prefers the breakdown of tops and tens. Going to use it.
Tops and tens it is.
Ooh. Oh, he won't like that breakdown because he's left himself
122.
All kinds of problems for Martin Schindler here.
Yes, he perhaps would have been better off busting that. Anyway. Ooh, that would have left the bullseye had he found the trouble.
90. Martin, you require 5.
One for double two. Double two it is. Has to go, Martin.
Game shot on the
And
fifth
does
leg.
go.
Martin Schindler.
That's nicely
Fifth
done.
leg is Rowby to
Again,
throw
a lot
first.
of pressure there.
Game on.
A few isolated shouts from the crowd as well that he had to just to put to the back of his mind.
57.
R.J.Rodriguez, just mentioning him again, youngest player now on the European tour.
We have that confirmed.
That is confirmed by 11 days.
By 11 days.
Nico Bloom
was Nico Bloom younger than Max Hopp on his debut? I can't remember.
60.
I think we may have been saying Nico Bloom was the youngest ever on the Euro Tour. Max Hopp may have been marginally younger. It was only a very, very small margin in it.
140.
But either way, if Rusty Jake is younger than the pair of them...
Yeah, he was born on Christmas Eve in 2000.
Blimey.
Nico Bloom was born on 13th of December 2000. So not a lot in it between those two.
125.
Second player born in this millennium to play on the European Tour.
140.
Can he fill it up? He's going to need to get to a finish. And he's not going to.
140.
But he has put himself right back in this leg, Martin Schindler. Great dart. And another, does he go for it? He did, and he misses the ball. Wry smile from Little John.
Good to see that. Yeah, Schindler was on 176, but you have the momentum, you might as well go for it.
Well, we'll see if that was a wise decision, because Rowby-John Rodriguez has already bust 25 once in this game. Double 80 once.
Ooh, well, maybe now it's
Martin, you require 36.
going to become an issue for him.
And double 18 for a 13 dart leg to break back and level it up at 3 apiece.
And will he give some to the crowd?
Game shot on the sixth leg.
Just
Martin
a little
Schindler.
glance over towards his corner.
So legs
from
Martin to throw
Schindler there.
first.
And again, the arena goes quiet as a church mouse, and
Game on.
Schindler steps up here.
Well, that first 9 average, there is a significant difference there. But the main stat is 3 legs apiece.
96. 85.
The Don White, the number 9 seed, is who awaits the winner of this one.
100.
Ian White, this is the same quarter of the draw as
96.
Michael Van Gerwen, Alan Norris, Steve West. They're the seeded players. Already seen Vincent van der Meer and Jamie Bain, the outstanding performer so far today, through in this section of the draw as well. Christian Callinger through as too. He's going to play MVG. There's Rowby-John.
125.
Does that one deflect away from the desired area. Oh, it's good. It's good, Shindy.
128.
Very good. Leaves himself tops to go into the lead for the first time in this match.
59. Martin, you require 40.
Tops for Germany's number 2. Bends the wire. Surely. Bounce off those. Just like that. You could see it's so inviting for him.
Absolutely textbook, wasn't it? Just sliding it under that tray, didn't he? And all of a sudden, Rowby-John is just beginning to look a little bit anxious now.
Well, at 3-1 up and the crowd with him, and Martin Schindler looking a bit rattled, Rowby-John Rodriguez would have thought this is all going according to plan. The last 3 legs have changed that significantly, and those 3 missed darts for a 4-2 lead could yet prove to be
128.
the turning point in this game, because Rowby-John Rodriguez going for the bullseye on a 164 finish, missed the ball, couldn't take out the 25.
96.
Martin Schindler stepped in, and maybe that could prove to be his undoing.
121.
Talked about how good today has been for
60.
Austrian darts, but it's one heck of a day for German darts if Rene Idams and Martin Schindler both make it through. This is, of course,
96.
a tournament where the host nation qualifiers with Austrian players. So the two Germans had to come through the European qualifiers of all the Dutch and various other nationalities, like John Michael, who we know is a very dangerous player.
99. Review require 113.
Well, he could do with this just to get himself going again, really.
Leaves himself 60. Schindler can apply some pressure. And he will do. Ooh.
125.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Review requires 60.
Double 10.
Game
And
shot.
there it is. For a piece.
Yes, just needed to give the crowd some encouragement and give them something to cling to here, and he's done precisely that. Schindler to get going once again.
First time these two have met. Obviously, Martin
57.
Schindler, a new tour card holder, but he has been in and around the Euro Tour for the... even if it's just working on the doors, as he used to as a steward.
60.
But obviously they've played development tour stuff alongside each other, but never actually crossed swords until today.
Which is astonishing.
And right now, it's difficult to pick a winner.
140.
Piece. Fairly even leg so far as well, this one.
'83.
Very little difference in the overall average.
81.
Rowby-John outscoring Schindler the start of legs, but from the end of them, there's not been much in it at all.
Yeah, fairly similar on the doubles as well. 4 from 19 for Rowby-John, 4 from 16 for Martin Schindler.
105.
And now we see.
Schindler getting down to below 121, so he knows that one treble gets him a dart at a double rather than a dart at the bullseye.
Martin require 116.
But Rowby-John is on a two-darter. Needs a treble 19. Does not get it, and Rowby-John, well, he's got options. Could go treble 20 for double 16. May look at the bullseye first to try and guarantee a dart for the leg. For a break of throw at a crucial time when he gets two darts at double 16. Just next door.
76. Martin require 60.
A fairly good guide for that double 8, that first dart that went into the single 16. Just needed to shepherd it over that one. But Schindler here, well, he should have two darts at tops.
Game shot on the ninth there. Martin Schindler.
Expertly done from the wall. A man from Strasbourg near Berlin takes out 60 in two darts, and Rowby-John Rodriguez,
46.
double 8 has not been kind to him. He has hit it once today, but he's managed to bust his score. He's missed a number of other darts at it, and those two missed at 16s and 8s there could prove to be his golden opportunity to turn this game in his favour in the closing stages. We could be seeing the first Austrian to be knocked out of the tournament, and it may well be Austria's number 2, leaving it to his two younger brothers to try and put things right and join Kallinger and Lurchbacher in the second round, along with Mentor Suljevic, of course, who's a seeded player, and Alonso at the second round stage.
140.
Some forces being traded here. Oh, another stray dart there from Rowby-John. Just a little glance
46.
to see if he can pull off some damage limitation here, but Schindler has effectively stolen the darts in this 10th leg. Can he make the most of it? Needs a treble, or would like a treble to get down to 170, and he has done.
Oh, Rowby-John struggling.
Yeah, too many of these. Far too many of these loose darts now.
83. Martin require 170.
Now, really silence the crowd if he were to go for it, if the first two are on target.
Well, we saw him lay up, didn't we, earlier on in the game? I've no reason to think why he would MO in this situation, particularly with a match on the line. As it is, only scores 58, but he leaves 112.
You're 39.
Well, Rowby,
Martin, you require 112.
Just not happening for him at the moment. Big numbers have just deserted and they're completely dried up in this 10th leg. Oh, and he's found it as well. He's now looking at double 16 for the match. Martin Schindler for a place in the second round. Big moments.
80. Rowby, you require 147.
One match dart missed. Wall. But he's going to get more because Rowby-John Rodriguez,
43.
He was in charge of this game at 3-1 up and seemed to be cruising towards the second round. But Martin Schindler has dug in and Rowby-John is putting his darts away. He's had enough. Austria's number 2 thinks it's all over and Schindler up looking at double 16 to ensure that it is. And it is now because Martin Schindler sees off Rowby-John Rodriguez and the night of 1,000 R.J.Rods has started in disappointing fashion for the Austrian crowd. Rowby-John Rodriguez, R.J.Rod 1, knocked out of the tournament. It is down to Roxy James and Rusty Jake to see if they can set things straight for the R.J.Rod clan. But coming up now, it's a former major finalist and a man who's in some scintillating form. Vincent van der Voort, the Dutch destroyer, taking on Tony the Bear Newell.